Oh boy. It's been about a week and a half since we streamed. Let's get the mic up. Let's get the mic up. Sorry, I don't mean to go fucking total dickbag fucking YouTuber attitude on you. Or did I? Or did I? Let's just see here. I'm just gonna get everything moving. Wow, I had a I had a 7-hour training at work today in a conference room, so I'm a little fried. It's been a weird week for me. Not that way. Well, there's been at least 3 things that have happened in the last 7 days that I genuinely don't have good answers for at all. One of them. Do you want to talk about some of them? Let me just let me get finished setting up, and we can talk about them. How's that? I wish I could do a little more of this setup prior to hitting stream. Maybe I can't. I just don't know how to do it. I'm a I'm a little bit of a fucking idiot from time to time, so that makes sense. Let's get that up. Let's get this up. All right. And hopefully we don't have to hear my fucking shit anymore. All right. We should be good. God damn it. Every time I try to be good. Every time I try to be good. So, I will tell you some of the weird shit that happened this week. In my apartment, we had a handful. Part of it has to do with this fucking fairy book, which is frustrating. But we've had a lot of missing object phenomena or reappearing object phenomena. 2 instances of it. One in last Wednesday and the next one Thursday morning. I'll tell you about the Thursday morning one. The Wednesday one's kind of weird, so I don't want to get into it. But the Thursday morning one, my girlfriend and I are in bed. We've been talking for an hour, so yeah, we just woke up. We started talking. She gets up to get coffee. Okay, I set the coffee maker to go off at 6:45 in the morning. I usually get out of bed by 7. Coffee's done, but on weekends it goes off at 6:45. If I'm not up by like 9 or 9:30, it's cold. It was about 11 at the time that she got up, so she is like, she wants coffee. It's almost time for fucking lunch. Obviously, it's cold. She goes to the cabinet to get a Wendy Williams show mug, which is a mug that I've had in my house for a long time, but it's the mug that she uses. It is her mug. She goes to get it. It's not there. So she grabs another mug, doesn't think anything of it, fills it with cold coffee. Okay? I want you to remember, we've been up for an hour or two just talking. Okay? She goes to the microwave to warm the coffee up. The night before, I did a microwave in a bag steamed broccoli. Okay? So I used the microwave the night before. So anyway, she opens up the microwave first thing in the noon. And what's sitting in there? Her Wendy Williams mug filled with coffee. Now, not only is it filled with coffee, because you might be thinking, oh, well, maybe she got up earlier in the morning, put coffee in a mug, and put it in the microwave, right? First off, she didn't. I would have noticed her. She doesn't remember doing that. Second, the coffee was warm. Warmer than the other coffee, as if it had been heated not long before. We didn't hear the microwave. Nobody got up to put it in. It was like it appeared there and it was warm. part of the extra layer of weirdness that goes along with this is that often in genuine cases of like a reappearing object, coins is a good example. People talk about them being warmer than they should be, which I think is fascinating. I think that I've had a lot of things that I've misplaced or perhaps put down and forgot about that I'm like, how did that get there? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of weird things. I lost the phone for 3 days once and it showed up on my pillow one night. Don't know. But the coffee mug being warm, 2 witnesses, the whole thing was very strange. Yeah. And then this has happened before when she's been at my house where my TV will turn on randomly, only at nighttime, only after we've gone to bed. Like we have to be, we're asleep, only when we're asleep. It will just turn on. It does not do it when I'm home alone. It does not do it while we're awake. It's really interesting. And like, sometimes like that night we slept in the living room because sometimes we'll pull the mattress out, we'll watch movies, and it did it a couple times. I had to eventually unplug it, which is what I normally do in these situations. But it's also happened when we've been in the bedroom sleeping, when her dog is right there. It's interesting. A lot of stuff, a lot of activity happens around her. Recently, well, a couple months ago, I was at her house, and I was taking a shower. I was getting into the shower. So I was undressed. I was getting ready to get into the shower, and I see the door handle turning as if somebody's like really trying to get in. I open the door. There's nobody there. I take my shower. I think, oh, maybe she just needed to get in there. But when I asked her about it, hey, did you need something? She said, what are you talking about? She had no idea. I don't know. The quick answer is maybe she's completely fucking with me over and over and over. But there have been things that she has talked about or moments where she is genuinely frightened by things that have happened. So I don't know. But there's a couple of my weird things that have happened this week. The energy's high. I don't mean that in some woo sort of way. The energy is high right now, so it doesn't surprise me that this sort of shit is happening. Oh, all right. Anyway, y'all want to get to the business, the spooky biz. I haven't been on Reddit. I haven't looked at fucking anything in a long time, so let's scroll down. Bum 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 bum. I don't know what size is good. This is probably fine. Well, let's see. We're just gonna do a couple quick adjustments. I just want to see some things. If you're just joining me, say hello in the chat. Thank you. Let me know how the audio is. I got 9 notifications. I'm fucking terrified to open them. Let's see what they say. I gotta stop commenting on shit. Who said I eat shit from the ground constantly? I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I guess I told somebody they eat shit from the ground. All right, let's see what these are. In your opinion, what are the best paranormal unexplained podcasts to subscribe to? Hey, this is the beginning of the show. I might as well plug some things I like to. I said, well, this guy said Mysterious Universe, and I agree. It's my go-to podcast. I see people here are mad about their subscription for bonus material. They have a plus program where their free show is about an hour and a half, sometimes an hour. And then for their subscribers, there's a bonus show after that. So it's like a 2 to 3 hour show total. And then they also do a subsequent season of an hour and a half also. So you get like 3 shows, but you still get a free hour or so every week. I don't know what they're complaining about. Anyway, I'm not shilling for them, but don't buy it. You get an hour and a half of free stuff every week. The only thing that grates me, especially these actually that I was actually wrong. It's more than that. Oh wait, no. I was right. especially these last couple of years, is that they often hyper-focus on their socio-political views, which seems unnecessary on a paranormal podcast. I still think that's the case. Well, we're going to discuss that comment in a second. Yeah, I really do, especially because, and I've talked about it before, there was something about this field and people leaning a certain way politically that is very interesting to me. And I have theories about it, but I don't think that this is the forum for that. I'm not sure. I've considered writing about it, but it's very interesting to me and seems very counterintuitive to a degree. I think Trump made it a lot, like the Trump era made it a lot more clear for me. But anyway, let's see what these comments are. You're not wrong, but I suppose one can only do so many episodes about Bigfoot eating peanut butter before realizing the need to diversify. Sociopolitical topics are an ever-evolving subject, so the guys never run out of material. When I said sociopolitical views, I was being kind of vague to not say they're often racist and transphobic, among many other things. So it's not just sociopolitical topics like how much they hate China for whatever reason. It's because they are often racist and transphobic. If you're watching this and you want to defend them, I honestly don't care. Like, I don't care. So the guys never run out of material. They don't ever have to worry about running out of material. There's so many books all the time coming out. You don't have to resort to that sort of shit to not run out of material. And if you want to do that, if you want to do a sociopolitical show, start a new podcast. It doesn't belong in a paranormal show. It would be nice to get back to 99% high strangeness, but Fortiana is a relatively limited discipline. I'm really glad they've recently decided to branch out and look at stories in other languages, though. Definitely new show material there. I agree with that. Fortiana, the Fortean research, I don't know how much I need to break this down for people. Relatively limited discipline. I think that for the casual listener, kind of. Okay, so like, you can only do so many UFO stories before you're a UFO show. You can only do so many Bigfoot stories, like it says, before you're a Bigfoot show. What dragged me into the mysterious universe, I don't want to say fandom, but what I appreciate about the show and what I've always appreciated is the ever-linking capability of all of these topics and the way that it's what really made me start to look at things as being under a larger umbrella. You start to see patterns, the way that they do freely discuss a lot more esoteric explanations as being potentially the correct explanations, while also shitting on other esoteric explanations as being dumb. I think that they're very strong in a lot of their arguments. But I also see, I guess you probably couldn't go much further unless you're bringing out data tables and things like that. So I guess I can kind of see that too. Let's see what some of these other comments were. That's a John Keel one. All right, so there's another response to the Mysterious Universe one. They say, yep, as someone who was listening for 2010 until 2018, his tone of show just really changed. I couldn't bear listening anymore. It's a real shame. I've actually heard this a lot. I've seen it a lot on the Mysterious Universe subreddit. There's been a lot of people that have kind of turned away from it. And the guys will make fun of it on the show. You know, they don't care. They're making fucking tons of money. They're like a top 100 podcast. It's crazy. And they've been doing it for 16 years now. They genuinely don't give a shit. There are a lot of good paranormal podcasts out there, but hell, I used to have one. If you're so interested, but I've yet to find one of the caliber of classic Mysterious Universe. I would be really happy if they would shift away from those to be polite socio-political topics. All right, and lastly, while we're just checking my Reddit, March 25th was John Keel's 93rd birthday, or would have been. Rest in peace. And I agree. It's what, March 29th? We're 4 days late. But hey, happy fucking birthday, John Keel. So here's what I wrote here. John Keel, if you are new to the show, you probably don't know. But if you've been watching this channel or any of my content for a while, you know I love John Keel. John Keel is a fascinating writer, just an incredible researcher, really a strong part of the burgeoning field, especially in the 60s and 70s. Keel's efforts cannot be spoken lightly of. He really did a ton of important work. And I think that what's interesting is a lot of Keel's assumptions, and I use assumptions very loosely because he had so much evidence, are proving more and more right every day. And a lot of these, I see a lot of normies talking about, well, hey, what if things are actually like this? And it's a topic that Keel theorized, 50 years ago, which I think is fascinating. A dude was way ahead of his time. Him, Jacques Vallée, all those guys, Gray Barker, way ahead of their time. So anyway, happy birthday, John Keel. Here's what I wrote. I love Keel's work and efforts. I know he sometimes gets flack. He does, and some of it's deserved. But as a researcher and analyst, he was and is tops in the field. He sets a high bar for what serious research into the phenomena should be. I recently picked up a copy of the collected issues of Anomaly, and every step of the way, I'm just so impressed with how much of info he was gathering, analyzing, and redistributing. John Keel, though well known, is not nearly as respected as he should be, which there was the J. Allen Hynek show on Amazon, the Project Blue Book show. John Keel deserves a fucking show or a movie or something. Jesus Christ. Get some goddamn actor in a Lincoln Town car and have him drive around the country. I want to watch the John Keel show. I think there should be an HBO Max true to source material Mothman show. The Mothman Prophecies, if you only saw the Richard Gere movie, it's fine. But read the book. Holy shit. If they made that an HBO Max show, I guarantee it would be a hit. Like, no, it's so fucking bonkers. Anyway. In my fact, John Keel's not nearly as respected as he should be. In fact, in my own activities regarding the phenomena, I always think about a Keel quote, belief is the enemy. And that's something I've said on this show before. Belief is the enemy. You go into something believing something, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, you're already going in with an agenda. You got to go in with a fucking blank slate and look at the evidence, look at the facts, and try to figure out what's happening. Don't believe something is happening. I think about that quote all the time in this work. However, we're going to talk about this more too. While we are on the subject, I also want to say that I do wonder about some things. For example, Malcolm X described his experience with the man in the prison cell. This is, and I don't have it in here with me. I think it's in my backpack at the moment. Malcolm X, in the autobiography of Malcolm X, somewhere in the middle of chapter 11, I believe, Malcolm X is sitting in his prison cell, and a man appears. Malcolm X is very clear about this. He was not asleep. He was not dreaming. It was not a vision. A man appears in his cell. I'm going to use the word because this is the way Malcolm X described him. Okay? Actually, I'm not going to use the word. Fuck it. He was an Asian man. He had brownish skin, though. I believe it was a ruddy complexion, I think, was the name of it. Even though ruddy is such a terrible way to describe someone's complexion. Straight black hair, in a suit. They're just like a lot of strange descriptors, okay? This man appears to Malcolm X in his prison cell. Malcolm X is wide awake, fully prescient. He's like, what the fuck? And then disappears like that, okay? That's in the autobiography of Malcolm X. Came out in like 63, I think. I might be wrong. But it's important to note that this book came out first. A couple years later, I think 67, 68, Keel writes about them, those same dudes, popping up in West Virginia. Keel describes them also as having longer fingernails. Some of them are much shorter than normal people, but generally the exact same long, straight black hair, suits, Asian with a ruddy complexion. And they popped up in the Mothman Prophecies and a few other books Keel wrote as well. I have also found earlier reports of them, but they are almost always credited to Keel digging them up. So there have been other books that talk about these entities. And I get so excited because I find them to be very fascinating. But then, almost without fail, as long as there's sources posted, almost without fail, they're linked to John Keel as having dug them up. So, while it would make sense for Keel to research it and dig them up, meaning he would be the one that would be digging up all these reports if they were real, a part of me does wonder if Keel read that passage in the autobiography of Malcolm X and ran with it. He did try to be a science fiction writer. But regardless, his data tables alone make him a strong asset to the field. Which, again, maybe Keel was full of shit on this one thing. I don't actually know. And if anyone can find a report earlier than the autobiography of Malcolm X that is not in any way attributed to John Keel, please send it to me. If we can find one, this completely validates John Keel for me. There's been a couple other things like transmitting sound through flame, but we talked about that on this show. I couldn't get it to work, but I've seen someone else do it. That was one of the only other things that like John Keel's work has really caught me as weird. So if you could find a report of those entities pre-autobiography of Malcolm X that is not credited to John Keel, please send it to me. I would absolutely fucking love to see it. All right, so this guy says, some wonder, too, whether some of the events or circumstances in Mothman Prophecy's book actually happened. I choose to believe it did. Yeah, a lot of people wonder that, but that book was also, Gray Barker wrote about the same incident. I think it was called The Silver Bridge. There were people who went down there years later and interviewed all the same townsfolk. They all confirmed it. There was a lot of stuff. The town sheriff had confirmed it on a number of occasions. A lot of people in Point Pleasant confirmed and reconfirmed almost every aspect of that story. And I only say almost because I'm not 100% certain that it was all of them. But from what I understand, the Point Pleasant Mothman shit is pretty fucking airtight, if you ask me. All right, that's my updates on my fucking Reddit comments that you probably didn't need to see or cared to see. So let's get to the weird shit now. We've only been streaming for 22 minutes, right? It's a perfect time for this. I'm just opening this so I can get fucking rid of it. Ghost Adventures is pure entertainment at this point. Yeah, we know that. It's fucking Zach Baggins. Dude's full of shit. Why does Baggins wear that massive respirator mask? So the big bad ghosts don't enter through his nostrils? Yeah. We're going to go to hot. We're going to get off of best. Senator Gillibrand is the most likely candidate to lead upcoming UAP hearings. I don't know. Okay, so my initial, just reading this just now, my initial reaction was, who gives a shit? Do you feel like that also? At this point, like, was that the point of all this build up, tear down, hype us up, bring us down, hype us up, bring us down? Was that the point? So eventually we're just like, who gives a shit? And we can go back into this fucking 70-year cycle of not getting anything. Because this isn't the first time they've done this. The 70s, they did something very similar, where the New York Times even fucking talked about it, reported on UFOs and like government leaks. Like, this is not the first time this has happened. So I have to wonder if my gut reaction just now of being like, who fucking cares? Is that the point? And yeah, it probably is. It probably is. There's no reason to tell us anything. Crop circle show gray alien. Wasn't this a hoax? I seem to remember this one. Chill Bolton, UK 2002. This is one of the most fascinating out there. It reveals an alien face as well as a coded message. After much time was spent on decoding the message, The following statement was revealed: "Beware the bearers of false." I feel like this was a hoax. Here's why, even if I wasn't already aware of it potentially being a hoax, I would think it was. Look at how good this photograph is. They really understand human photography. What I mean, like the framing of this original picture, like the lighting is perfect on this face, the framing, just enough headroom, the 3/4 pose. You know, like that's a very human image. Just trying to see if anybody links directly to it being a hoax. Here's Linda Moulton Howe talking about it. Do you want to watch a Linda Moulton Howe video? I don't know how you feel about her, but... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a Gaia video.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the YouTube app on your phone, you could be using it to make up to 10,000...
Shut the fuck up. How long is this? 56 minutes?
Hi, I'm Linda Moulton Howe. Since graduating from Stanford University, where I produce documentaries about medicine and science, I have investigated the world with the pressure of fact. I am a truth hunter on this planet.
Let's see if we can find
solar system and the universe beyond.
Where she's talking about it. Man, she hits all the classics in this video. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there it is right there. Hold on. Let's...
Let's now compare Sergeant CJ's first June 30th, 2016 binary translation on the top with Sergeant Peniston's first binary release from his December 26, 1980 encounter. The words that stand out as similar are continuous, humanity,
Jesus Christ, Linda, get to the crop circle.
survival. Another warning about planetary survival came in this binary code discovered in a wheat field next to Crabwood Copse in the village of Pitt near Winchester, Hampshire, England on August 15, 2002. The gray alien head and binary code disk is in front of BBC Winchester's tall broadcast antenna, and those 60 thin horizontal lines are thought to simulate an early 20th century TV broadcast. The implication seemed to be that the crop formation was a reply to Earth TV signals. The start of the Crabwood August 15, 2002 binary spiral of code begins 0100 space 0010, which equals the capital letter B. The entire ASCII 8-bit translation of the Crabwood spiral binary code is: beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe misspelled. There is good out there. We oppose deception, all caps. Conduit closing, close quote. But was the warning from the alien depicted in the wheat holding the binary disk? Or was the warning about the alien in the wheat pattern? The three star-like objects on the alien shoulder resemble the famous Orion belt stars, so many people think there is a threat from something associated with the Orion constellation. Then in early 2016 came a retired Navy whistleblower, William Mills Tompkins, who said that from World War II on for several years, he worked building scale models of UFOs and learned that the United States government had extraterrestrial allies that protected humanity and Earth from marauding, bullying, humanoid reptilians that originated in the constellations Orion and Draco. A similar message was repeated 13 years later on June 23rd, 2015, near the airport of Turin.
All right, so I guess now we know what the fucking binary means. But, like, she just accepted it as fact. That's Linda Moulton Howe for you, though. She's done great work in the past, but I do wonder if she just swallows everything. Yeah, she runs with everything she finds. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wasn't proven. I could have swore it was proven false. I was wrong. Let's see. What else we got? Newly released document reveals index of UFO cases at the Pentagon's AARO. Don't worry, we're coming to that one. Hold on. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, the Pentagon's UFO Investigation Office, has released a list of UFO UAP cases under the Freedom of Information Act. The document, obtained by the Black Vault through a FOIA request filed on the 6th of December 2022, contains 511 six-digit case serial numbers, representing the cases analyzed, being analyzed, or archived at AARO. There's 511. I mean, that seems about average for what they tell us is going on anyway. Although the information disclosed in this document is extremely minimal, it paves the way for future FOIA requests by Black Vault and provides a glimpse into the work done by AARO and its organizational structure. The list does not include crucial details such as dates, times, or locations of the events, nor does it indicate whether the cases remain unidentified. The number of cases listed in the index reflects close to the number revealed in the 2022 UAP report, indicating that from the 30th of August 2022 data cutoff point as indicated in the report to the 6th of December 2022 data cutoff point of the list released under the FOIA, AARO logged one additional case worthy of cataloging. So in that 4-month period, there was only one additional case. Okay, I see. AARO, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, was established to investigate. We already know that. It does highlight the fact that the Pentagon is actively addressing the UFO UAP issue. As the information is uncovered and released, the public's understanding of these mysterious phenomena will hopefully continue to grow. In the meantime, researchers and enthusiasts are left to speculate about the full contents of the 511 cases listed as everyone awaits further disclosure. Cool. Well, it's on the Black Vault. If you want to go look it over, why not? Woman buried alive is rescued in Minas Gerais. Okay, she just got buried alive. That happens. I thought she heard somebody screaming, but I was wrong. What does 3 knocks mean? Speaking from my own experience or from others' experiences, this is also something that has happened to me. 3 knocks from a non-human thing. 3 knocks when you're home, alone, speaking from experience and from others' experience. I experienced the slow 3 knocks. Did anyone have any info on this? Yes. The second time I moved to Texas, this was happening a lot in my house. Just a bunch of demon shit. Yeah, everybody's just saying it's mocking the Holy Trinity, it's demonic, beep, bop, bop. The Trinity pertains to the Christian religion. It seems almost like Christianity is claiming sole purveyor of the supernatural. The number 3 comes up in every fucking religion. There is an important Trinity in damn near every religion. I don't think that this is the case. I think this is a little short-sighted. And also, if you're a fucking You're a fucking demon. Why wouldn't you get your point across using one of the most pervasive fucking religions around, especially if that person that you're fucking with is most familiar with that religion? Why wouldn't you speak that language? Let's see here. This is it. Very compelling and thought-provoking. It's just going based on that fucking headline alone. I'm willing to bet it is not. Let's see. 2844. You know, maybe this show would be better if I just had a TikTok feed just like scrolling. I don't want to watch 2844. Do you want to just see a little bit? Let's just watch a little bit. See how it goes.
Can everyone hear me okay? No? Sound?
Jesus fuck. Is
That
it
sounds
way
good?
too loud for
Okay,
you?
great, thank you. Okay, I want to thank Jeff Berwick for inviting me here. And I want to show you, not to discuss things with academics, the work below is megalithic. It would be the result of an earthquake of 9 to 9.5. So if this earthquake had happened during Inca times, then clearly the stones on the top would have fallen down. So what I'm going to be discussing is an ancient series of cataclysmic events that happened, destroying very advanced civilizations, and then the collapse of humanity. And it took 6,000 years before humanity could group back together again and create the civilizations we understand, such as Sumeria, Egypt, and the Indus Valley.
I'll be honest, this is exactly the type
And
of shit
again,
I
the
watch when I'm
important work being done
not
now is
around
being done by
anyone.
independent researchers, not by academics. So here we have Stonehenge. And thanks to the work of many researchers, such as Maria Wheatley, who's here, she's studied Stonehenge for 35 years. And the standard radiocarbon dating of Stonehenge is 4,500 years. But independent testing, multiple times, show that Stonehenge is 12,000 years old. And originally, it was a perfect pair of two circles. The outer stones
Yeah, I just wiped my
were
nostril
brought
on
from
camera.
a quarry
That's right.
25 miles
Sorry.
away, and the inner stones from 160 miles away. Then nearby, we have Avebury, where there are stones as large as 100 tons, and they were moved from a quarry 3 miles away. So, looking more at this cataclysm, of course, we all know of the flood from the Bible, but there are more than 400 indigenous cultures that talk about a series of cataclysmic events.
Let's jump around.
And
I'm
then
not
you
going to
had
sit here.
Inca repair work on top of it.
Oh yeah,
Look
this
at
is
the
my
wall,
jam.
you can
This
see
is the stuff
Inca
I love.
repair work when they ran up, and then the sea levels rose by 350. And backing this up is the work of Dr. Robert Schoch, who again believes that solar outbursts happened 12,000 years ago that melted the poles very rapidly, rapidly rising the sea level and destabilizing the planet. So not just the asteroid striking, but suddenly you have ice turn to water, and that would cause the Earth to destabilize, and then finally it would find a balance point. And from that, I was able to write my own book, Aftershock, about these devastating...
If y'all are ever writing a book like this on a fringe topic, I know your publisher or whoever is going to say, we need a fucking eye-catching cover. Nothing is going to kill your credibility faster than a corny-ass fucking cover like this.
events that likely took place over the course of 300 or 400 years. So the people are gone, the written records are gone, and what we're left are stone constructions. So this is in Cusco, Peru. And you can see on the right-hand side, super tight-fitting stonework of great precision. And then on the left-hand side, much cruder work, some stones being put back into place. And then when they ran out of that material, they had to find other stone to put in. And when we look at the first topographical map of the city of Cusco by the Spanish, you can see thin walls and thick walls. So that shows you around 1535 that this map maker was distinguishing between the megalithic structures, which are the thick walls, and the thinner walls, which are the Inca repairs. And you can see none of the megalithic structures are intact, so Cusco was hit by a devastating series of cataclysms. And then also in Cusco we have these polygonal structures. So what you're looking at is the early megalithic construction on the bottom, and then the Inca repair work above it.
Look it over here. Pay attention to that.
And at another location called Sacsayhuaman, which is above Cusco, this megalithic wall, you can see the Inca repair work on top. Some of the stones in this wall weigh 120 tons. And there are no trees, or there were no trees during Inca times that grew straight, so you had nothing to use as rollers. So how would they have moved those stones from the quarry?
I get sucked right into this shit. I love this so much.
Before the Spanish conquest, this is an example of a royal palace. To Machu Picchu, that beautifully curved wall in the background. Notice the two top layers of stone were put back into place crudely by the Inca. So the Inca found Machu Picchu if all of this construction was done during Inca times. And this is a location called Sayhuite. You notice that huge megalithic stone has been snapped in two pieces as if it was styrofoam. That's not a natural crack. And one of the most curious places on Earth is called Pumapunku.
I once saw a graphic of Pumapunku where they, because they have all these extra, you can see them in the background here, all these extra blocks, these H-shaped blocks, and how they would fit together. It was fascinating. I don't know if I remember. Maybe later I'll dig it up and see if I can show you that.
Was brought from two quarries, one 45 miles away and the other 8 miles away, and some of the stones at Pumapunku weigh 131 tons. Critics insist that these bronze tools were responsible.
I think this is all pretty like hidden history basic stuff here. Go check it out. It's on Reddit. It's discussing evidence of ancient advanced technology around the world is the name of the video. Brian Forster lecture, apparently. There's tons of these on YouTube. If you're at all interested in this, definitely check it out. Here is a nice picture of the actually 8-sided pyramid.
Set into place every 2 minutes.
A lot of people don't realize that the pyramid's 8-sided.
System of shafts and tunnels.
But I don't know. It's cool. Not that that's like some great big mysterious thing, but most people just don't see it that way. I think it was only recently that people discovered that. Yeah, it looks like he just hits all the classics here. It's cool. I love that stuff. I'm probably actually going to go watch it, even though it looks like most of the information I already have. Let's see. What else do we got? There's no way this is... Are we just watching videos today? 25... I'm not doing it. If there's anything, like, fantastic, this headline would tell us. We already know. We don't have any answers. Everything's weird. Everything's coming soon. Don't worry. No answers. Orbs in the bonus room. You mean that room you don't go into very much and probably don't really dust that much? Crazy. Why would there be orbs in there? Some people answer their own questions, you know? That's just how it goes. The Alien in the Freezer, Jonathan Reed case. That's a fucking hell of an album cover. I don't know about the Jonathan Reed case. It's in the Art Bell subreddit, and there's no comments. And I'm not gonna look into it right now. Oh, fuck off, our dog man. You know what? From here on out, our dog man, this is a fucking fetish subreddit, right? This is a sex thing. There's no way. There's no way. Get out of here with this shit. And besides me, this is the point. This is the point. I'm telling you. What is this video clip from?
DSP busting a nun on Twitch. It appears
Fucking
he couldn't
chills.
resist strangling his corn dog 2 pictures of dogs and children and decided to pull off a sick display to his massive Twitch audience to get off even more.
What is this?
Several viewers have been left with many mental scars, and even his own mother was watching only to finally discover she had been raising a monster.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Good recovery, my guy.
Number 12.
What the fuck was that? What did that have to do with anything? Oh, it's in the Chills subreddit. I gotta unsubscribe from Chills. Jesus Christ. What was the point of that? I'm looking for at least one good thing that we can really sink our teeth into, but it seems a little quiet around here. Mysterious lights appear in the sky of Philadelphia and intrigue residents. Did I already watch? I must have already watched this. It's halfway through the video. Okay. Any of you near Fortuna, Arizona? I mean, the Southwest has a lot of weird, they like to say vortexes, but I'm not comfortable with that. But they have a lot of that shit out there. Truck drivers experience unknown entities, strange lights, and lost time near Fortuna, Arizona. Not surprising. A pair of long-haul drivers are stopped near Fortuna, Arizona by several individuals dressed in unrecognizable gear. Then a distant light raced toward the cab. There were 1.5 hours of missing time. The following account was forwarded to me. Is this the video? Okay, we'll get to that in a second. I'm a long-haul driver and was traveling east on Interstate 8, just east of Fortuna, Arizona. This occurred in mid-June 2017. Having checked the clock, it was 3:45 a.m., when I alerted my partner to the presence of 3 or 4 individuals standing in the middle of the traffic lane. After sounding the truck horn, I began to slow our rig. Given the fact that the area is well known for human smuggling and is dangerous to travel, I wondered if, perhaps, we should keep going. But when it became apparent that at least 3 of the individuals were wearing some kind of uniform, I decided to stop along the right shoulder. Nevertheless, my second driver emerged from the sleeper with the shotgun that we carry. Both of us agreed that neither of us was going to step from the cab, and we kept the engine idling. What the fuck? Three individuals walked slowly toward me, toward the driver's side. We'll get back to the video, don't worry. Toward the driver's side of the cab. At about 15 feet, I could tell all 3 of them were suited, if you will, in some sort of gear. I wondered if the Marines... This story sounds like bullshit. As I lowered the driver's window, the shortest of the 3 bundled in heavy white gear with what looked like white armor around the chest and a partial faceplate that emerged from below the chin, said to me, in perfect English, "Not to worry, we have a minor situation." It motioned with his left arm toward the distance off the highway. It was strange because neither my partner nor I saw anything as we approached the group, But sure enough, something was putting out intense red flames, maybe 50 feet off to the right shoulder from where we parked. Before I could say anything, a triangle-shaped wedge of the landscape to our right, with the flames at the base of the triangle, rose up and sliced through the truck cab. For lack of a better description, I felt like I was looking at some kind of image as it came through the cab. I mean, the individual... I think this is bullshit. Let's watch this stupid-ass video. Better be good. Oh, we're off to a good start. Show us the shit. What it... Is this a 48-minute video?
2008.
What the fuck is this? Is this just like the I thought this was like a related video.
15 men was not the result of a cave-in.
Okay, I'm not watching all that. Man, just a lot of stinkers today. Weird music playing in the middle of the night. I'll turn the audio up. I can just barely hear it. I mean, you're in a neighborhood. It's probably coming from a fucking house, dude. Oh shit! Oh, so there's I was talking about Mysterious Universe earlier. They recently did an episode where they cleaned up a bunch of audio using new AI tools, and this might be the same thing. So let's check it out. This is about normal. Oh. Hold the fuck on. That is not what this is. This is an AI generated art bell entirely. That's what this is. Fuck off with this shit. It does make me want to go back and listen to some old art bell though. Just sit here and play Minecraft and listen to art bell. I miss you, Art Bell. All right, we gotta find fucking something for Christ's sake. This will not do. I don't think this is gonna be anything. This is also 5 years old. This is the 4th time that Valentage has come up this week to me. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't been on Reddit. So it's interesting. Valentage keeps coming up. Valentage, as you can see here, disappeared. UFOs. Possibly. Something. Put that shit back. Found this crystal covered in dirt on the driveway, cleaned up in the photos. Was this a gift? It looks cool too. It looks cool as hell, my dude. Put it back. Put it back. Say no thank you. Put your ass back inside. Put it back. Sao Paulo sighting. What the fuck is this? Focus your goddamn... Come on, get it right in that hole so it stops focusing on the shit. Oh, fucking A. Do you ever get it in focus? I mean, that's slightly better. That is weird, but I can't see it. I don't know what the fuck it is. I lit up one of these. I mean, yeah, it does kind of look like that, yeah. Yep, that's what it looks like to me too. Good call. Damn close. Which forced an airliner to make a various maneuvers over Sao Paulo last summer. Yep, cool. All right, well, at least we had one good debunk. That's nice. An unknown woman walked right past me, and I still don't know who she is. This happens to me every day. Often multiple times a day. I'm not going to read the story because it's probably a little creepy, but like, I just wanted to make fun of your title. It's the TARDIS! It's clearly a balloon. I don't know of what, but it's clearly a balloon. Fourth picture, top row. Let's see. That's pretty fucking close. Different color. Pretty damn close, though. Ship from Oh, come on. I don't want to see all your cool sci-fi references. That is a cool one, though. I'll give him that. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a balloon. Doesn't look like anyone has a specific answer, but it looks like a fucking balloon. I'm not watching Alien Soul Agenda. I am not watching Alien Soul Agenda. I am not watching Alien Soul Agenda. I am not watching Alien Soul Agenda. Actually, I'm sure you are well aware of the that level of the iceberg where people talk about greys needing souls and all this dumb shit. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I don't personally think it is, but it's a few levels too deep for me to actually buy into. Can anyone ID this trail cam pic on private property? Tornado. I don't know. I was gonna read this story here. I think something may be in my house. Let's do it. I, 26F, have moved into my grandmother's house who has dementia. I am her caregiver. She is only downstairs. Her legs can't make it upstairs. She has to have help getting out of bed and can barely make it down a hallway even with her walker. Jeez, the typos here. My God. She lives in an older home, and she's lived here since the 60s, and the house is even older than that. I've only been here about 3 months now, but weird things keep happening in it. The first thing happened 3 days in. I sleep in the upstairs bedroom, and like I said, my grandmother is not capable of going up the stairs. I'm the only one up there. Around 1:30 a.m., I heard someone walking down my hallway. We have really creaky floors, so you can hear pretty much everything. I went out and checked and saw nothing. I was a little freaked out, but tried to forget it so I could sleep. This continued to happen the next 2 nights, then stopped. Then happened again about 2 weeks later, but it sounded like running. And another time, I have a bathroom in my room upstairs. I came up to my room with the sink running. Things go missing after I set them down, and I find them in spots I checked hours later. I've heard knocking on the upstairs window. I was still trying to debunk all this, but finally couldn't when I woke up out of a dead sleep to feel like someone was playing with my feet. I could feel... You living in a haunted house, bro? You're living in a haunted house. That's it. That's all there is to this. All right. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is 1. And if we don't find anything by 5, we're calling it. Ready? 2, 3. A fucking lot of haunting shit here. 4. Senator Gillibrand asked Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin if he will ensure the Pentagon's all domain. Let's watch it. And then we'll close on this, I think. Can you hear it?
Fully funded in the department's budget request. Understanding that we cannot get into specific budget figures in this forum, can you discuss why Arrow was not fully funded?
Senator, I don't have any information from my colleague, Undersecretary Moultrie, that he needed additional funding in this area. It's a relatively new office we're standing up, so I was under the impression, I am under the impression that we have adequate funding for the relatively new state of this, but I will double back with him if there's a concern.
I need you to send a letter to this committee in writing about why it wasn't fully funded. Several senators signed a letter to Secretary Hicks asking that it be fully funded in this budget, and we specified in a classified annex exactly what funding wasn't being met. And it's operational funding. It's basic operational funding. So I'm highly concerned about this. Secretary Austin, the incidents last month involving the Chinese high-altitude balloon and the 3 unknown objects highlighted the need for us to continue to improve our understanding of UAPs over U.S. airspace. Do you intend to ensure Arrow receives full funding in the future?
I will, Senator, and in this budget we've asked for $11 million in support of the office of that initiative.
That is not the budget request. Will you investigate why the budget request isn't being met and be part of the response to the committee?
I will.
Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to see her pressing her thumb on these people. That's great. I just remembered I do have a personal Kirsten Gillibrand story. I don't think I'm going to tell it, but I will say that I went to school for radio and television broadcasting, and I was working in a television station around an election season. And she was doing the rounds, and we had a brief interaction. And that's all I'm going to say. But I'm glad to see her pushing people to at least fucking answer budget questions, for Christ's sake. Giant meatball of extinct man. Oh, my shitting fuck. All right. I think I'm going to make dinner. Anyway, let's do the grow up. Hi. Thanks for hanging out. My name's Ace Morris. This is, you know the channel, the whole drill. I don't know when I'm going to do this again. It's been 10 days since I did it before, and I often go through spurts where I don't do it. Sometimes I stream games over on Twitch. I'm Cold Purple Thumb over there if you want to come hang out. There's also a YouTube channel where I dump all those old streams. Also, Cold Purple Thumb. So I'm gonna make dinner. My band's record has to be mixed. I've got books I've got to read. I've got the energy is high here. I'm telling you. I said the energy's high, and I'm glad I'm on new medication. Anyway, take care of yourselves.